you can't talk about something and not acknowledge, no matter what it is that we're talking about, nothing is perfect, right? So everything that we could talk about, there's challenges, there are issues, and then there's also what is hopefully progress. And what progress looks like. What are some of the challenges that you see, and what's some of the progress that's been made? What are some of the issues that we can educate people from where they are to hopefully be where they need to be, right? But something that what are some things that we can talk about here in regards to issues and challenges and progress for the LGBTQ plus community?
All right, so real talk. We as a community are facing more hate and judgment than I feel personally that the community has felt in quite some time.
Okay.
There's undercurrent of vitriol, and there's this sense of better than, less than, that is like palpable in some places. So as a community, we already have enough challenges above us.
Right.
You know, when we look at LGBTQ youth, the rates of attempted suicide and successful suicide is through the roof. That doesn't change once we get older. Older adults who identify under the rainbow are exponentially more likely to deal with things like depression, anxiety, and other mental health conditions. We have the rates of attempted suicide, and the mental health realm when it comes to LGBTQ people is unbelievably unbalanced when compared to our non-queer counterparts.
Right.
So we've got challenges when it comes to our mental health, simply because we're trying to do that work and we're trying to process, and we don't have the resources. So our rates of suicide, our rates of mental health disorders are through the roof. That translates moves also into our physical health. LGBT people are at higher rates of certain types of cancers. We are less likely to be screened for other health conditions that can be treated and cured. But if they're not, they can be more deadly. So when we look at things like even something as simple as like HPV, for example, you know, we may not have the same conversation with our doctors, and we may develop cancers, anal cancers, throat cancer, cervical cancers, and the doctor may not ever know to check our body parts because they may not know we have a cervix because we look like a man walking in there and we don't feel like we can correct them. We are at a higher risk for things like HIV and other STIs because we don't feel that we can share with our healthcare providers that we are men who are having sex with other men. And so these conditions that are easily treated with a shot or a pill, or maintained by taking a pill or a shot, can then turn into life-ending conditions because we don't know how to talk to our doctor, and our doctors are too closed-minded to use gender-neutral pronouns or to delve a little deeper. I don't mean to get on this massive ranting soapbox, but as you can see, it easily transitions from one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And that is killing us. We are not only being slaughtered by the challenges that are already there just because of the nature of who we are literally being murdered by people who want to make sure that queer people are extinct. And the reality is, we have been queer, and we have been present, and we have been contributors to society much longer than people have been scared of us or willingly ignorant of the facts of how positive.
Talk about one side and you talk about the other, not to say that we have rainbows and sunshine all over everything, but what progress? So there's an unprecedented amount of hate, and I would also say scrutiny, that's occurring right now in the LGBTQ plus community. What progress is happening? So I feel like it's important to list both sides here.
Well, and you know, look, I always say this too, like, you can't have a rainbow without the storm first. And so when we're talking about this rainbow, we have to talk about those stormy pieces. But to me, the harder it's raining outside, I'm looking out because now it's raining here. But the harder that it's raining outside, and the louder that thunder is and the sharper that lightning is, the more vibrant our rainbow will be after that. Because when it's so dark, there's nothing as beautiful as that sun coming out and that rainbow being there. And I will also reference back by saying that learning happens where we are, not where we want to be. And so when we're talking about all of these things, that learning process for me is one of those first rays of sunshine that's brightening up this rainbow for us. Is that now more than ever, we can look at someone and say, I don't understand. That is one of the most beautiful things that you could ever say to somebody, and know that you are bringing that rainbow out. You are the end of that storm, or at least a break. You know, you might be the eye of the hurricane, but you're a break for us. It's that opportunity for us to share. I think now more than ever in the history of mankind, we have the ability to share. Look at us right now. We're recording something using technology and posting it on the interwebs. We are going to be here forever now. And at any point in time, this entire series of being somewhere under the rainbow can be shared on social media, can be emailed to our friends, can be saved for when we need it later. We're at the point where we can talk more openly about who we are, and we can share with the people who love us a little bit better on how to support us. And we'll talk about allies, you know, in our last session, because allies are super duper important. But I think now too, in addition to our resources that we have more people who are getting the point of, that's right, I can be an ally. Like that can be a risky thing, but if I help carry a little bit of that weight, it lifts it off of the people who are living it and trying to lift it.